First things first, I'd like to wish you all in advance a happy, peaceful, and blissful year for 2025. Welcome, I'm Cosmic Girl 101, talking about our first illumination of 2025 being the full moon in Cancer in this video. This full moon is conjunct the planet Mars, and Mars is in retrograde in the zodiac sign of Cancer, co-present with the moon. And the moon is in domicile. It's in its own home sign, very happy in Cancer. Yet with any other planet in a zodiac time with a particular transit, we incorporate the nature of that planet and how this full moon may be expressed or what you may be actually feeling or witnessing at the time of this full moon. It occurs on the 13th of January, but it also may be occurring on the 14th of January, wherever you're situated on our beautiful planet. So know your own local time for this illumination. If you work with moon magic, you have an electional chart that you want to initiate or end, and you just want to be outside under the full moon potentially, or when to get that telescope out, adjust for your own time zone, because it could be the 13th or the 14th of January for you. So this full moon in Cancer is at 23 degrees and 59 minutes, just before 24 degrees, just before. Incredible, huh? And it's conjunct that Mars retrograde in Cancer. And if you're an astrology enthusiast, you're educated in astrology, you know Mars is in fall. It's in a zodiac sign it doesn't like being in, and just for shits and gigs, it's in retrograde. And if you're new to astrology and you're just starting to feel the waters, very Cancer moon, and understanding what the Cancer moon is all about, well, when you have a planet that's in a zodiac sign it doesn't like being in, and it's right next to that moon, it sort of influences the behavior of the moon. And the moon is our body, our feelings, it's the people, and it's a lot of water element. The waters of Cancer, they run deep, and the moon's connected to a lot of memory. And so Mars is in an environment, if you will, in Cancer, in retrograde, in fall, where it's unresourced. So it's like a foreigner in a foreign land. It's not comfortable. And Mars, quickly recapping Mars not being teacher-like in this video, but Mars is about taking immediate action. It's like the first responder. It just acts on instinct. So our instincts are Mars and where we take action, what we are energized to move towards. Wherever you have Mars in your natal chart, look at the house of Mars and know that you instinctually take action to move in that zodiac sign and what that zodiac sign's about. But it's an instinct to take action, what you're interested in, if you will, where you get your energy from, and what that environment is conducive of will flavor that Mars and how you get and initiate and strategize to make those moves to get what you want to take action. So Mars is in Cancer with this full moon at 29 degrees, 23 degrees and 59 minutes. And we have Mars there conjunct. So it's right next to that moon. So an unresourced Mars is needy. It's like, oh, where am I getting my nourishment from? Well, luckily for us, our first full moon of 2025 happens to be in Cancer, and this is the moon's domicile zodiac sign. This is the moon's temple, if you will. This is where moon is at home. This is its domain. In the environment is everything Cancer, the moon can imagine it to be. which is Cancerian, acting on its emotions and its feelings, its heart's desires. And we get deeper with the heart's desires comes from the cardinal nature of Cancer is to take action through our heart's desires. Cardinal zodiac signs are about the changes of the seasons. So our heart's desire is to change a season of where we feel uncomfortable, unresourced, Mars. How do we change that? Will be very personal for each and every one of us at the time of this full moon. And then we can get all philosophical, absolutely. We can really get all psychological, which I personally, from my own point of view, astrology is becoming very psychological. Now, psychological, that word means psyche, is soul. And astrology and the language of astrology is about the soul's journey. So I understand that, but I'm finding it's getting very psychological and academic-y. So I don't want to do that in this video. And so this full moon, where it's really content, is showing Mars the way, if you will, taking Mars's hand. I've got you, we're standing on the precipice of looking at a new season. And we look at a new season and a change in our own personal experiences or on the world stage, events in the world at the time of this full moon. There's something heralding movement in a different way. How do we navigate and maneuver these waters? This will be Mars's question, because it's unresourced. It's a foreigner in a foreign land. Yet the moon will shine brightly in its full entirety of the moon's phase cycle. And it will be, for better of words, obvious. Something's obvious that this is as far as you can go. This is as much light, as much nourishment and care and nurturing and security and safety that I can provide you. So are you feeling that this environment and what I can offer you is enough? And when we've got Mars retrograding in fall in Cancer, this is where it gets a little philosophical and deeper. And that's because we factor in the sun that opposes the moon. The moon is only bright because it reflects the sunshine. And the sun is in Capricorn. Now that's Mars' zodiac sign of exaltation, opposed to Mars being in fall in Cancer. Mars shines in Capricorn. Couldn't be happier in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, like the moon is right now in the zodiac sign of Cancer. Couldn't be happier. The moon's exaltation is Taurus, but the moon is in domicile. So the moon is indicating and showing Mars, this is it. And what's reflecting back to Moon Mars is the sun at 23 degrees 59 minutes of Capricorn. So we've got this sun showing Mars and Moon, Mars potentially saying to the moon, well, thank you for showing me the way on how I can work with this environment, but I'm not going to be here forever. But how do I harmonize with it? How do I be okay with it? And the sun in Capricorn looking over at the moon and Mars is saying, well, you may potentially feel that this is not optimal for you, Mars, but you can be sure about the Capricorn side of your experience at this time, which is the ideal of stability and being in an environment that suits your nature. You can have that. But for now, we need you to just be okay with taking the small mercies, the small graces, the gratitude, the thanks for what is around you at this time. And that sun is looking at Moon Mars going, you're feeling like this. This is because there's obviously something that is a constant stability. And the constant stability in Capricorn is needing a place where you can thrive on the day to day. That very earthy, practical zodiac sign of Capricorn where the sun is. If you need to be provided with security, safety, nourishment, feeling great, feeling all loved up, then it has to come from a place of stability. Without it, it can feel turbulent, emotional, unpredictable. So the heralding of a new season comes with a hint of chili, a hint of a sting from the blade of Mars. And that gives us, at the time of this full moon, to quietly, moon in Cancer, see how far we've come and where we can go. We are of the nature of moving forward. We are of the nature of moving forward. We wake up, we have our day, we go to sleep, we wake up again. Should we be fortunate enough? Yet the consistency that the sun is showing the moon and Mars, the day-to-day practicality of the daily grind, provides that level of security, safety, compassion and love, and an environment that we feel harmonized in. And that's the intelligence of the full moon and the intelligence of the sun. The constant comes from the day-to-day grind. Now, the moon cycle of this particular moon cycle, the new moon began on the ninth degree of Capricorn on the 31st of December 2024. It was New Year's Eve. And from New Year's Eve moving forward to this date of the date of the full moon, that is where the energy has been building. So it's been showing something where something's incrementally got bigger in regards to the daily grind, something that's safe, predictable, habitual, something that's very, very supportive. What has increased? What have you been experiencing internally with your emotions, your feelings, your psychology, your body? What has been growing, if you will? And what's on full expression now at the time of this full moon? If you are in any phase or journey of your life on our beautiful planet, there is always this necessity for us as humans to keep going and incorporate something more, whereas the full moon phase encourages a releasing of something. So the releasing of this is as far as you can go to conjunct Mars is indicating this is as far as you go, because maybe the practical daily grind, the hard work, all of the energy that you've been putting into something or someone is indicating that potentially it's the wrong direction. It's the wrong environment in some way, shape or form. So that could be you sitting and going, am I in the right job? Am I in the right relationship? Am I behaving in the way that is responsible? Am I doing what I need to do to feel good within my heart and soul? Because this full moon's flavored by that Mars that is unresourced and foreign in a place that feels foreign. So you may be feeling like an outsider looking in, reflecting, going down memory lane. And when you've got the waning moon phase after this full moon, this is the releasing of that energy of, okay, I understand. I've processed something. I've learned something since the 31st of December, where I'm proactively engaged and putting my energy and what the results have been, for good or for bad, if you want to use those words at all, because it's all about life experience. Moving forward after this full moon, what you have is knowledge, because you have lived, learned experience on where the resources are or aren't, how you feel, and the changing of the guard, a new season. And a new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, as is Cancer, heralds a changing of a season. So the full moon should be encourageable for us at this point. It's an encouraging full moon. This is as far as it goes. This is it. Mars feeling out of depth, blindfolded in a land. It's just trudging through a land that it's so difficult to navigate. It just wants to walk a straight line. And that emotional, watery changing of season Cancer may make it feel, Mars, frustrated. And we all have a level of that in our lives, do we not? It would be very unhuman to have frustration never a part of your experience or even observing it. So if there is frustration or if there's love, either way, whatever side of the fence you're potentially sitting on at the time of this full moon, just remember, guys, it is the most beautiful full moon that starts off our year, being 2025. And if we are in any way, shape, or form or capacity feeling unresourced, we've got this full moon illuminating. This is that new year, the new moon in Capricorn on the 31st of December 2024. This is the new year, the change. This is the change that you can incorporate. We all have skin in the game, guys. And if you're feeling out of your depth, that's okay. This is setting the stage for a whole new season of change for 2025. So the sun, where Mars is exalted in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, looking across at the moon, Mars is going, yeah. This is where we can really get down to brass tacks and create something beautiful that's supportive and grounded and practical. We have, from my philosophical hypothesis in this video, I think we've got a year to do it. I feel that positive about it. So that is my take on the full moon. Now, there are other aspects going on at the time of this full moon event. And the aspects are how the planets are talking amongst one another. Are they in squares? Are they in trines? Are they in oppositions, etc., etc.? Well, what I like about one planet at the time of this full moon is Mercury in Capricorn co-present with the Sun. Now, it's at 7 degrees, so it's 2 degrees away from that new moon degree on the 31st of December. And Mercury in Capricorn is a great problem solver, intellectual. Give me the data, details, analytics, and logistics. Just Give it to me. Don't give me embellishments, and I'll work with it. I'll learn to work with it. So from my perspective, Mercury in Capricorn co-present with the Sun, opposing Moon, Mars, and 2 degrees away, close enough to a conjunction to that new moon beginning, looks positive because Mercury is really good at unraveling mysteries. It likes to pull things apart, intellectualize things, understand things with clarity, and boy, oh boy, is there clarity with Mercury in Capricorn, that earthy yin cardinal zodiac sign. Give me the details. Give it all. Give me everything you've got intellectually. Give me all your documents. Give me all the communication. Thank you. Now I can work with it in a practical, realistic way. I can help. And that may take a little bit of bravery because Mercury is also really good at separating the wheat from the chaff. It's more logical. It's not into abundance. Doesn't like showy things. It just likes to understand and intellectualize things. It's a very social planet. So I think the Mercury co-present with the Sun in Capricorn, opposing that Moon Mars conjunction in Cancer at the time of this full moon, helps. Because if this Mars is feeling foreign, unresourced, not sure, with Mercury here, there may be a shining silver lining at the time of this full moon and when the moon wanes in its cycle before we get to the new moon, which is at the end of January. So wherever you are on your journey, you're just learning about astrology and the moon cycles. We're at a full moon where we're learning to change a season in our lives. And with that, we need to develop more skills and strategies and tools and street smarts to navigate where we are right now to get to what we want, which is the stability, the predictability of feeling anchored and grounded and earthy. And Capricorn is Saturn's zodiac sign, and Saturn likes the wisdom, the time and effort, the grit, the grind. And through the School of Hard Knocks, we develop muscles. And some of the School of Hard Knocks experiences that we do have on our journeys, Saturn in our natal charts will show where that's actually happening or coming from. So that's my take on the full moon in Cancer. I upload monthly rising sign astrology videos on this channel, and they will be coming out in the following 7 days. So look out for that if you're interested in your astrology with your rising sign in mind for the month of February. They'll be coming out soon. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit the bell notification. It'll tell you when I put up the latest videos so you can keep track of that. And thank you for just being here. It's a new year, so it's feeling like we should be moving forward, but we're dragging our feet maybe. It takes a lot for that engine to get running smoothly and optimized, and we're just at the beginning of it. So be kind like the full moon in Cancer. Be loving like the full moon in Cancer. And you may not be resourced enough to feel all that yumminess, and if you are one fortunate human being, and you are blessed. And if you are blessed and you are in a fortunate position, it's always a humble thing to share, give a helping hand to your fellow humankind. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you have any astrological questions or inquiries, you can contact me at my email, which is cosmicgirl101@protonmail.com. And remember, stay cosmic.